Dual swords versus riot shield, spear versus sledgehammer. Which option is the best pick for the medium and the heavy class when it comes to melee? Or are both options equal? Let's start with dual swords versus riot shield. So here are the riot shield values, and for the dual swords on damage, we get 2 times 50 for the first slash, 2 times 60 for the second slash, and for the final hit, we get 92. For blocking bullets, we take 50% of the original damage, and we deflect 100% of it back. Now, since RPM values are not really the easiest to kind of calculate here, and they do kind of vary, it's not really going to be a DPS kind of calculation here. I also think when it comes to the TTK, it is kind of irrelevant because of just how unique this weapon is. You really need to learn when to spam your attacks, when to block, when to quick melee in order to cancel or even swap off the weapon to cancel animations. This weapon is one of, if not the most complex melee weapon, and would require a full video guide to explain all the variations, combos, and playstyles. These values should be something to keep in mind when considering what combo to use versus an enemy. As for which is better, I think it is down to skill and preference. The dual swords have a much higher skill curve, and with all the complexity involved, I think if it's mastered, it will shine as the better weapon, but it won't replace the ability to simply full-on block incoming damage the way that the riot shield can. Next, we get to the heavy weapons. On screen, you can see the sledgehammer stats. For the spear, we get a damage value for the first hit doing 65. For the second, you get 80, and for the third, we get 90. For the alt attack, it is 100 damage that happens 3 times throughout the animation, totaling 300 damage. Again, since these are various speeds and damage, TTK and DPS is irrelevant here again, and it involves understanding combos. As with the winch claw, the damage that you have to do to kill a light and a medium is actually going to be 1 attack less because the winch claw puts them into that bracket. There's also a method to cancel the spear's alt attack by emote canceling. This will make your movement a bit slower, but this can be solved with a quick slide after the cancel. Since they removed emote canceling on sword, I'm assuming this will get hit as well, but honestly the alt fire without canceling is a complete bait, and will more often than not put you in a bad situation and you'll end up just dying. If you plan to emote cancel, use with caution because this tech might get removed in the future. I think if you're using a winch claw, it combos really well with a spear. The sledgehammer provides great destruction and combos pretty well with the goo gun. I think both have their place, but something needs to be looked at by the devs for the alt fire being such a bad attack without the ability to cancel it. But something that isn't a bad idea is subscribing to me. Here are 2 loadouts on screen, one for the dual swords and one for the spear. They cover a lot of the strengths and weaknesses of both classes. Mobility for the swords, and for the winch claw, set up on heavy, I like to bring a lot of defensive stuff so that the spear can kind of shine. Thank you to all my members. Comment below what melee weapon in Season 3 is your favorite, old or new. Overall, the new melee weapons have been a great addition to the game. Adding further complexity to combos, damage values, and playstyles is always going to make the game more dynamic and fun. These are a step in the right direction, and I look forward to seeing what else Embark can cook up for melee options. Be sure to slice and stab your way through the enemy teams, and I will see you in the finals.